All right, in this video, I want to do a review of the material in Chapter 4. So Chapter 4 deals with exponents, things like the meaning of expressions like this. Okay, so like 3 to the second, means 9. 3 to the 0 actually means 1. And 3 to the negative fourth power means 1 over 3 to the positive fourth power. So it means 1 over 81. So it was pretty important you learned that a negative exponent meant to take the reciprocal. It didn't mean a negative number. Right? Another issue had to do with the base. So like if you had 2x to the third with parentheses around the 2x versus 2x to the third without parentheses, the first one really meant 2x 3 times. So that really turned into 8x to the third. Okay, where the other one really meant just a 2 with 3 x's. And so there wasn't really any way to simplify that anymore. That was already fully simplified. So it had to do with the base. So the base of the exponent there versus the base here. Okay, and then one other kind of important thing we learned is the difference between when you're multiplying and when you're raising a power to a power. So like when you're multiplying, let me just write that so it's straight. Okay, x squared times x to the third, we would think about it and see that it would really be 5 x's multiplied together. Here you have x squared raised to the third, so that's going to be x to the second times itself 3 times, and you actually get 6 x's multiplied together. So there, with the power being raised to a power, you multiplied, and here you added. Okay. All right. And we wound up working some pretty tough problems related to exponents. I'm going to go ahead and do one now. So number 4 was probably the hardest one with exponents in it. You had x to the negative 4 raised to the second power. Nope, that's negative second power. Then you had x to the negative first y raised to the third power, and then the denominator was xy to the negative 2 raised to the third power. So this is problem number 4 from the final exam review. So we kind of went through a series of steps on that one. So like the first thing we would do on it would be to go ahead and get rid of the parentheses. So we did that. Okay, so we did that by multiplying. So we said x to the negative 4 raised to the second power. These would get multiplied. Okay. Anyway, let me just work it out and you can kind of see. So that would be to the positive 8. This would be x to the negative 3, y to the 3 to the third. In the denominator, since the 3 applies to both of those, you'd have x to the third, y to the negative 6th. Okay. All right. So the next thing we did is we moved any of the ones that had a negative exponent. So this guy and this guy. If it had a negative exponent, we were going to put it on the other side of the fraction bar. So the x to the 8th would stay put. This one, the x to the negative 3 would move down. Y to the third would stay where it is. There's an x to the 3 down in the denominator, so that would stay where it is. Y to the negative 6 would move up. And then you would wind up having an x to the 8th, y to the 9th over x to the 6th. And then you're not quite finished on that one because the 8 x's that are multiplied together on top and the 6 x's multiplied together on the bottom, you'll be able to cancel out all but 2 of the x's. So you'll have x to the second, y to the 9th for your final answer. Okay. And there you have it. All right. So that's the exponent, a reminder of how exponents work. So I'm going to go ahead and post that